Hey, if you are a newer or even a seasoned agent and you are struggling to come up with some ideas or things that you can do to be productive and successful, well, that's exactly what I want to do here in this video today, is to go over 10 things that will help you be more successful in this business. And it doesn't matter if you're new or old, they apply to you still. So, hey, my name is James Studnicka Jr. and I am a real estate agent here in the Los Angeles area with eXp Realty, and I help coach, train, and mentor other agents to be successful and to take their whole business to another level and try to help them in creating generational and transferable wealth as well. So let's get into it right now. Let's go over the 10 things here that can help you as a new or even seasoned agent to be more successful. So let's go ahead and start with number 10. Let people know that you are in the business, right? So pretty straightforward. Don't be a secret agent, and let people know that you are actually in the business whenever you're out talking to them, or if you send out a new email explaining that you are in the business, that you got licensed, or even if you're old, you can still kind of revigorate that and just let people know that, hey, I'm still in real estate. If you haven't reached out in a while, of course, you can email, text, call these people, do a video just like this, send it real quick via text. Let them know, hey, I'm in the real estate market, and if you're interested in real estate, let me know, kind of thing. So that's a pretty straightforward one, is to let people know that you are in the real estate business. Next is actually have an accountability partner like myself. So if you don't have somebody that you're accountable for and you need to reach out, you can use me even as an accountability partner. I'd be more than happy to set up a time in my schedule to actually help you obtain the goals that you're actually looking for. You can also do this with, it doesn't have to be somebody in real estate. It could be, your husband, wife, friend, kids, anybody that can help you move forward and stay on track with your business. It's very easy to get off the tracks, and so I would highly recommend that you have somebody actually that you can be accountable for, that they can hold you accountable on I would say a weekly basis as well. So that is something that's really important that I do as well. I talk to other real estate agents and make sure that I'm doing what I say I'm going to do. Super important. So next is to actually create a schedule. So creating a schedule, this is something that means that from the time you wake up to the time that you go to bed, that you actually have a schedule. So something as simple as, let's say you wake up, you work out, you have your breakfast, maybe if you have kids, take the kids to school, and then let's say you start prospecting the first 3 hours of the day. And then let's say you take a break for lunch. Then let's say you get on the phone, start to get back to the people that you set up meetings with, maybe from let's say 1 to 2 or from noon to 2. Then let's say after that you do follow-up calls that you've scheduled, and then let's say you send out home valuations for the next another hour, and then you take another hour at the end of the evening and do more prospecting. Whatever the case is, set up a schedule that's going to be persistent and consistent with your daily life and your business to make sure that you're more productive on a daily basis. Next, so these are something called to create goals with your KPIs. A lot of people don't really understand or know KPIs. These are key performance indicators, and what this is here, it's quantifiable measure of performance over a specific period of time. And this could be everything from keeping track of revenue share, your people that are in your business, how many properties you've sold, how much you want to make versus each sale, tons and tons, market data, whatever key performance indicators that you want to keep track of. This is something because this allows you to hit your goals, whether it's financially or like I said, you have a certain production number you want to hit, like 10, 20, 30 properties, 50 properties, whatever the case is. Any kind of key performance indicator will help you grow your business and to be able to sustain it as well. So these are super important, and these are looked over a lot. So keep track of your numbers basically, and goals that you want to set, and this will help you out a great deal. Next is to start networking, finding other partners. Networking is pretty straightforward. You can go to everything from your kids' school if you have it, church, kids' baseball team, networking all over the internet with social media, just tons and tons of areas where you can actually network. This will help you build also a referral base once you start networking, because obviously people that are looking to do any kind of real estate transaction could obviously reference you out as well. So that's a huge one, is to start networking. Next, you can pick a farm area or a geo farm area, and that means, so like let's say you have an area around your house and you want to hit that area up consistently and persistently. You can pick that area out and go ahead and do everything from target market them. You can send out emails, texting, call. You can really hit that area hard, and you'll see over it takes at least 6 months usually to get responses from people in a farm area. The geo farming area is it that you can go ahead. Geo farming lets you take a particular area, and you can use, I'm not sure if you have it like in your MLS, but you can use something called Remine, and that's REMINE. You can use something as simple as that, where if you go in, you pick a farm area, and you can take that export the list out of Remine, and then you could take that actual list and import that as a custom audience into Facebook, and then you can also start target marketing them, where all those people that are on that particular list will only see your ads once you create a custom audience. So if you have any questions on that, that's another deeper dive. I'll actually have a video on that as well, or a couple of videos moving forward to set that up. And but you can always reach out to me directly. And also, hey, while I'm speaking of that, if you're new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button, and that way you can keep track of all my videos that I will be putting up here all the time. Educational videos, trying to help you guys out. These videos are for you, they're not for me. So yes, go ahead and subscribe and like the channel as well. Next is to study the markets and the stats. So this is really important if you're working in an area and you want to know, people are going to want to know that you know your stuff. So whatever market area you're in, study the stats for everything from active, recently closed transactions, pendings, properties that have expired, canceled, withdrawn, what's the sales to list ratio, all the stats that are involved, any kind of trends, how much properties have appreciated, in the last year. Whatever kind of stats you can gather, the more the better, because when you go on, let's say, a listing presentation, you're going to want to know all of the information, especially in that particular neighborhood or subdivision. So super important. Don't overlook this. It's come in super handy with me over the years, and this will help you out greatly understanding this. So next would be to set up an actual online presence, and this is like your business presence, right? This is to let people know that you are in business online, especially because everybody is looking online. They're going to reference, they want to search you out. And what I mean by this is to get an online presence. So like, let's say in your Facebook, your Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, your TikTok, get online and get a business page set up for each one. And then super importantly as well is to have yourself on Google, so people, when they look you up, they're going to Google you first. That's a first and foremost thing most people do, is either like on Facebook or Google, they want to check you out to make sure that you say who you are who you are, and that way you can get, like I said, you can get people checking you out, and then they'll be more comfortable doing business with you eventually, because they will know you and trust you just based on all of that information. So super important to get a online presence going as quickly as possible. The next thing is how do you stand out? How do you differentiate yourself from other agents? Now, this is something that you could look at this really from a wide view, where you have this is your USP, your unique selling proposition, right? So you can say to people, hey, buy this house, I'll buy your house. If this house doesn't sell for the list price, I'll pay you X amount of dollars. Whatever the case is, come up with something unique to yourself that you can fulfill. I've had different USPs in the past where I've used, and they do come in handy, of course, by differentiating yourself, but you just never want to come off gimmicky. And that's the key, because if you look at a lot of, if you search out a lot of top agents, you're going to see that none of them have any gimmicks, right? You don't want to sound like a used car salesman. We already get beat up on that enough as it is being a real estate agent. So just try to differentiate yourself. Like, I sell homes 12% more than any other agent in my market, right? Something that's actually real, that if somebody were to look it up, they could actually verify the facts. So that's super important. Okay, and then the last on my list here is, how are you going to attract new agents, right? This is first and foremost one of the biggest questions I get asked, and this could be something so simple as to where it could be 5 things, 10 things different for every person out there. To give you some examples, now, to not to confuse leads with clients, right? Because anybody can generate leads. Leads could be somebody that you put in your database that you've uploaded. It could be a sphere of influence. Those are all considered either prospect or leads. We can get into that later as well, in terms of what's the difference between a prospect and an actual lead. But to get clients, that's how you're going to ultimately make your money in production. And you can do something as simple as, and if you're a newer agent, even though a lot of people don't want to do it or don't like to do it, I did it for a while. I don't do it anymore, full disclosure. But you can go out and start door knocking, okay, things in that nature. If that's something you want to do, okay, that's one way. Okay, you can do one of the best ways, just like I'm doing now, is to first and foremost, create a YouTube channel and start putting information up on the internet, just like this on YouTube, but to actually create ads for buyers and sellers, right? You can do that. You can do everything from door hangers. You can do advertising on Facebook. You can advertise on Instagram. So many areas where you can actually get clients. Your sphere of influence. Upload all your sphere into your database. On my end, I use KB Core, so you can do that. You can start sending out emails, texts through there. There's tons of stuff to do. These are just a few examples of getting more business. You can set up, like I said, a referral-based business with other agents. Like with EXP, we can go ahead and get referrals from across the country, just because there's no brick or mortar. We're a cloud-based, so all the agents basically kind of own the company. But we can get into that later as well. Just to give you a few ideas here how to attract new clients. And of course, you can run Google Ads, pay-per-click. There's just so many ways. So if you are struggling in that area, please feel free to reach out to me. And again, if this is your first time or newer to this channel, go ahead, subscribe, and like this channel. You'll get lots of information from all the different videos that I'll be putting up on this channel. This is a newer channel of mine, so right now I do have another one where I have complete, other and different information, but as for a newer agent, like I said, newer or seasoned agent, these are just to give you some ideas as well. And yeah, hopefully that's been helpful. And again, if you have anything that you are not seeing here in this channel, please feel free to leave a comment below. Or if you would like me to touch base on another subject that I have not yet covered, please feel free. Like I said, I'll be shooting videos, putting up lots of videos every week, every month, every year. And hopefully this has been helpful for you. Okay, we'll see you on the next video.